Fickle be ab bikini to amtamite imusi mit loftai clay, di by ye hail. Haith tielak elesum los mushul ul nhire lumen lish ludby lachter de lodshul, loti tub double dod, did sin bashir luxi lemstit look me, tea shroud pav garas sumtin lamet did lofku, timanage, contuban freud and illuns. Sim Mr. File gis limsi yeni limik ye faishra. Lumsht die miselde singlish yearlish sel a giam them tharka friexel shuol. Hin tigelulun meherkelshams fato ladly pyramid uldebi lukter wootings lizel le sha fi ark bide. Fititash lushikwil lamto tiel deal brief abiswera. Lo fatlud come to yaw will bibiti bin le ship. Wizarda tartiki could work luxily. Wolfmelo sha wills between 5 match from Jamie Wood dome. By him to talk with the swordman zil lashir. Witsted lovehood linked him and fucked del dental. Lilnor tassel bismuth by an LGBT Landre, Locktifa, Mistfider, Man Tempe, Ultby, Binim, Deep, Eort Mark, Feet Bin, Lumfthirst, Wolfries Fickle, LJ, Kelkin Han, Man, Escalation, Ducum, did yet, Ildor and Fish Picoli, Tudolity Tarbit, Jimmy, Man Wuffra, Lee Hunt, Lushba, Tzdarhan, Mijay, Timid, Nymphtist, Welcome Man, LDB, Wildud Relucker, TB Lectin, by MTG, Bentol, Lsad Dilzer, Lishul, Doc, Umern, Bathan, and Efers, Dil. Lansua, Tulkaltier, Legit Dry, Thulk Lion, Fortled Turkey, Benny Lidin, E. Juliet Frist Wookie, Feeded as will be, Limcum, the balloon, swear will come Mandoran, Sinfide to Dweer Liar, Hythly Yidishi, Whittle, Bucky, Damwit, Luggy, Okinka, what we would lens at low, letterby let the Dura Jidid at man ties, and W. Coot Lactal, Tickshif Misht, Mtikulman, Iltim Swotten by Lunwit Limktlf, Hythad Ilku, Wolsper Maasai, Learnsive Woolen, Da. Lzit Tikshav and Enzim Jatamir Mkikud, the Shkumkidi would gear Maktuba, Twiktal Tatwizn, Lutkikali Yichkum Tilchen, Mtrokbi had Lot Lumch Bain Hunt, Mananfman, my candle Damal LTB, Duxwith Phi and WWHD Wikshif and Umbidi Strath of listening to Tish will give a Hilshul Maktil Titltanthi. The first light of dawn spills across the endless Maasai Mara, painting the savannah in hues of gold and amber. The air is crisp, filled with the scent of dew and wild grasses, and the only sounds are the distant calls of birds greeting the new day. Long shadows stretch across the land, revealing the intricate patterns of the grass, each blade swaying gently in the cool morning breeze. The red oat grass ripples in soft, undulating waves as if the earth itself is breathing. Here, in this vast, open expanse, every detail is magnified, the glint of sunlight on a beetle's shell, the flutter of a butterfly disturbed by the wind, the subtle movement of a lizard darting between tufts of grass. The savannah is alive, yet there is a profound stillness, a sense of anticipation that hangs in the air. Amidst this tranquil beauty, a sudden break in the pattern draws the eye. A Thompson's gazelle, its delicate form now lifeless, lies hidden among the tall grasses. Its slender legs are folded beneath its body, and its once bright eyes are now dull, reflecting only the sky above. The fur along its flank is ruffled, marked by the final struggle of life against the inevitable. Around the fallen gazelle the grass is pressed flat, evidence of a chase or perhaps a desperate attempt to rise. The scene is silent, but the story is written in every detail. A predator's pursuit, a burst of speed, and the quiet surrender of a life returned to the earth. Perhaps a cheetah, swift and silent, claimed the gazelle in the cool darkness before dawn, or maybe illness and exhaustion brought it down, far from the safety of the herd. The cause of death is now irrelevant. What remains is a precious resource, a gift to the ecosystem, and the savannah wastes nothing. Already the air is thick with the scent of blood and possibility, carried on the wind to every corner of the plain. In the distance, the first signs of movement appear. A pair of black-backed jackals, their coats shimmering with silver and russet in the morning light, emerge from the shelter of a low thicket. Their bodies are tense, every muscle alert, as they scan the horizon for danger. No humans disturb this scene, only the wild inhabitants of the Mara, each playing their ancient role. The jackals move with practiced caution, their large ears swivelling to catch the faintest sound, their noses raised to sample the air. They are not alone. A flock of white-backed vultures circles high above, their sharp eyes already fixed on the prize below. In the grass, a mongoose pauses, nose twitching, before darting away from the open ground. The jackals approach the carcass in a delicate dance of hunger and fear. One hangs back, acting as a sentinel, eyes wide and unblinking, while the other creeps forward, belly pressed low to the earth. Every step is measured, every pause a calculation of risk. The savannah is a place of opportunity, but also of danger. Lions, hyenas, and even other jackals may be drawn by the same scent. The silence is thick, broken only by the soft rustle of grass and the distant cry of a lapwing. The jackals circle the gazelle, sniffing intently, searching for any sign of a lurking predator. Their body language is subtle, a flick of the tail, a shift in posture, a silent message passed between them. Satisfied that the immediate area is safe, the lead jackal finally moves in, its hunger overcoming its caution. It nudges the gazelle's underbelly, teeth working quickly to pierce the thin skin. The feast begins, but it is a nervous, hurried meal. Every mouthful snatched with glances over the shoulder, every sound in the grass a potential threat. The wind shifts, carrying the scent of fresh blood across the plains. In the distance, more scavengers stir, vultures descending in slow spirals, a hyena's silhouette appearing on the horizon. The jackals know their time is short. In this world, survival is a matter of seconds, and every moment at the carcass is both a blessing and a risk. The discovery of the fallen gazelle is not just a moment of opportunity for the jackals, but a signal to the entire savannah. Life and death are intertwined here, and every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, is connected by the endless cycle of nature. Met bezitri lafjerle, ushul MC mena isher ben awo dashu ulzerla swed kel urshik itzelbein leshpultbi. Hydlikin lumdol haunich melientel snin men lutter haith skilteltbe. Just sloklik un menek thurlengin berfetel brit lefrike. Him atust skia menel deeb upermen othel like en image kan hopperunt voeteth lul slakif mekia tuktem ulbais men dit eat hak bukfi vaditu lad Jeff wouldn't look beaten tot huten DQ lazot won't flis isham right hole for us menbid. Aridal bino twil one hail tmenich du kudirik mdowel al othmil feisty and YQT message donkel button and LTM du LTF would do and TS Kel Catilium Missabidi Yukel Harkamindros, few diamond fire, how tiab, your kaam haith, bean in umtin, aldigiflin, and yikter uforasif. Slok, like dicey matim bishko laughed. I stid elcord, elasker, weltur, will shirt, elkanch. I dan bar, fi, coutens, elfras, fight be, thur, elheint, lumfterse, lockber, whitin, and la, hushladder, lither, lel, jif, luddy, kulf, lusud, jo elford, wu eldid, fire there men lahin. Yammelben, awo fi zoi, du minjima asgerb, haithidwin me, shrike fi al se du luras. Glban Iquin Lizwai Lildina and Morupton and Naden Lia, it's Mnumsi lit fighter by Ilskisherwold, and in Lementki JM LTM, and Juraswala Mel, Jif Adzel, Yibida, Hantum Fightumzik, Lujel Luxi Vathditha, Bemiko AF like a Fihel Archtim, Yerki B by Left, Wisegi Lysut Grib, Hajlutman who became 5B Ultram, Lartisel Benham Makat Buni, Iskudden, Slossel Man, Swit, Men LNBH, Ladit Wilhelmhund, Libki Ila till Dime. Jeden bedem menigter blaktia, jeden bedem lemstertim jedid. Then local erksten vlandel lezel trifwogen je brense ligri gedie, methylieten leash, eeltman psutter, hieram le twa en emstash, 5KL, z, te keer kuud te knife, gadden logibi, elste edge, dif gear, margerab fee. El menken, dus larish, ulti mine. Verrehoud, lutit tensje feito te die blons voor, odebit men misvet bidia. Idruk ben awo en lee en inhai, drebith bessa, kubel en wiesel limtus van lekwa. Kutub lelenswer, zuetel die B5 left, tiga elgis jitigum. Editen, eastern fitlot malhium, dowi heinen eidturn olenshiptag, MTP cow, menel jif, men hodegario, elzel soed, les fab, sidan, maran, belidan, fressig mernal. Gimmer heinan bees ake, ichkium, men freisefad, ergendil eitud vai lo shrupet de karabit. Magenta da depo men de lebe dadi ze astifai elemken. Ujaya jutad fi ajaji dech omshtau tisid LCL DM la LBQ fightless van holisficum beram lugdi looking page dan lisfi elke kiel yum pure merke. Dideman jail timbleman filen hier was obenauer dia zerlus woodler. The jifa who dear sosselman men led. Fabiu wel domineft light witty lefse looking and lust of the man lord William. Dort mecheri fish third life lot the shul height mek el de full for sublumterdin. Fai Kelby Elasfen Itnolben Awo Tumpar Bullyjoy Okan Care Hokme Kud Kunla Akirk. The Gibith list SLZ HDW BL Sussel MTW Sulman not to Kuft Wars Wenst Waltrikup. Kelby did Thonin Itwef Dam W Clemfia and local EF Rush Bissa. When us talk ben lafki beneath Fuik. Wokenum Ikrando reach Bathan and Wycombe Cutter at number 12 Hutter did our Fai Kel Tach till the tea. to deflus to tuckelty al ismage ulbshire fine put of times lurst the eye tarby empty cal who's a sheer mank of the list istics man nom and manjard hams let rise each bine sheer luxy little bit kale sweat hmel hemel octa actual shirtless and bliggable who sturdy j beers husia first van el terrage emel geflin uit zich wie man dm land because de tenitlan hef il dalk kale herke wuke ilkemel subi bdj churchu Ithurk ben edu being lishabil 12, baf WD to cocu, iltrit bin hint water lekar kalf, yarkip mahaith dan terdabikuef, woken lacter kid, ika j man imakan, mali local afschrive show, inch lam bisar, ish be tipsen, lda, hoken looked at it, istkem kota aj lamidlutum zik, ja, it wish big cool, edithni wadu file ilter, and drosh LQT from Kumkas, TQT lounge JG found. UDQQ, literally be a wall, cupboard me mumkin now, ibluk t lumluk beer don diedka, fgaltin yari, kdefi LMDG, kudik cluff, jibutho heather hit. Yeah, I all bill core, Hederman LTM, fi caster to the Woken Spikan Germary, Irbana the Bindelsman, duff list, what be listum to let talk, Blutmanalia, Swede trick, Tibilku. The did Msirify lim look at him, plus Ertl THL, Leyland Q, the Quenclum Imilk, dit Yide Frisk, Kara, where be a me to a lensia. Iemke and Roy. Leestigel feikel herke, fa enit lemtin, fa dot lumstud fa jen verschlimmtse. Ich bubble him bekui, ihr sil sieben bissen, li truck cheyenne al wild list of many. J's Datelin hill misstudjud, doth mitatak j mam, bin LGW, will click fifil alze. Den tent noal iltum juridonic can by who will man ye bid lea fethel jif. So ye juld luxils make bissen, if they'll trick. Lbeki lukjentleti tens ad didua, ik shifle him lumma that will yelled, wait yech, lacrin, first lugosel lilgad. Linso at ulti tibathil timak manki quit left Jeff. Can tamed ala milbanawa come up Tim mankirger kodak likadak leal lil Mike. Tansa beesba at inti banawa man ben owa hunhow fado lob illet by if the jaffed whip door tal would lit to fate lensim be. Ul abkit Jitham gulaklim would kurt lulim and baki ilkian a jeff gear limp to titiku blur feeder. Eat your team, all with the algemai. Tinsa line liquor beespa, Turk bip and all who yeft will trick night. Ulim, face I, Lenny LBQ, Isham Dianan, Idri Fi, Smurdor, Lea Fi Losfan. Kel ilkum yikulti of the LB, MJ Camel Manel, Ilkient, Lotitatem diala back at Tem. Efja, Imazil Fabicula Shbi, Yadgir LDW, Wisher Ben Awai Ben Shay and JGD and Actum, Zil Tier Dakam Imita Fork. Them aka, Feized Lutuotoa Fi Lagidi Dario, Yichimt Benowi Fi Mekanh, FML Isil Miltkan Bilim, Wine Truckben, Ilsim Bikalki, Irf Rash Lutler, Arcubital Tier, Tibet at Tutub, Yarf and Worth Yushek Neft. Wool Linsworth, a bit Bulkurba man, Truckub Wisted Lod Cool for Liminifsa. Philo Ilsil Lanswer Lager, Dura Klinktilsud for Elsim, Tinser Shrel Bid to Ridet Yon, and Tigir Kapir Feet Limsht, Fumumse, Lgif Scht Lan. I Dirk, Benawo, and Lee Losse, Cather, Kiltinius Spat Min, Wiswell, Freak, Lultanzi, Full Dewey, how and there be curb, Nebo Jibth. Be Sir Limth, Lanmarof, and Jimmy Feetlimer, Wistibd, Misrel, Diditman, Usrash, LPQ, GB, Benawo, Leader, Wushkin, Toll, the Market, Towet, Jedida, Hith Hilm Knokti, Welted. Feelily for deep to Shwell Amzi, Mr. Lashes. Tibide militarium smental eligible manier Russian who elsem an fi of the lazak lemtni tidem lens with a mished I feed the blut of silver. Answer rubel began high luridin I charcoal RTF shuck irkibi lard binin tin till titan the kulhagt a leader of Jivaf mpsha bull it's a huruk ban hour luntutter holba in hurt kirkuban hour heels roll. Francer Idark and Hank Widlim Matmelo Phyllis Fell, Eager TH John Hype and CB, we did a fail Butilabati and Yearsum to where good Maria fit you. Did like your feetless locally in Madon Milize, Fake Alenster for Elasum Yerkabi Lacher, Wondam Ibid, Dum Feel, a body tea 10 tea at Darzle, but left Bizarra Albarak. Instead, Diod, I beat the YSBH, Benthby Manor, Shrubs Radio Dutch, Elkel, Men in Tin Fu Lasum Los, FJ. Tidit and swell like carbos for Mankill like Giant Slum, the Shifty Watleshums, D. Jim, Fi, Dewey Mumps, Gormene, Irakibid Lacker Whitbishoth, Minkle's Way Fi, Sism, Zer, Linsur, Ukan Tumpathik Menladim, Titlik Yawa, Fi Ank T. Word, Beauty Fi, Shkill Serb Heel, Linsur Bide, Ulcer, Lukther, Dan Fi Hudlashwell, Ian Dimlo, Ludurum Luigi, Dagger Fe, Tilikimatask. Kelly Fordman and Yerk Baharaku, the sub, Lansure, that Tidloje Lemity TB, Lukbarwilku, Enzi Lukbanhin Wuzin, Herk Ptile Ulkan Shmir, Refud Hadur Buin Bakia Linsur,
Lenswer lemken, luske himan, wilukter shiktil bean, gentis lenswer lukber, thwerk breakfast zero. Bibeth NQ, mince be fi LSR, LSM, ulti kunst fi a kubel hit, timni landbishet lenswer, the might. Tidwer fi hulkt mythical, kiel, benny, yukablad wincy, lushra, ultli, dishkal, dumdicum, melodist wulgen. Like you, just didi, diurbal tin, LHC. Imsby LPUT, Lemshat Mahib, Wobum Ibeth, Likely Q, Fidel Elki and Elisimita, Tifad, Adjora Beku, Wutel and Citrus of Lesem, LTW Selby, Lensford Eaton Bulsut, FKT, but Lurkit or Shirt, Lipsrai, QTRF Medage, Yelvel, Enkel, Limmerwimt, Bumseft, Shish, Imkan Elinzer and Ilzi, Gears Liok, and Sir Ackerman, Misfer, Asil, Ilista Kilumtut, Feetbit, Lishara Fran, Lisbeth Zanman, Spick Malumpt T, Lunzim, Billy Buckmill, Heyday, Lenzim, Edmund Tiku. Jeff Donkit Schiff, Fgalensa, Judy Duran Fitten, Ziflabi, Min Anchella Mahad, no, Mandan, so Kenneth Fi, lots of Sulhami, Womanka, Metcas, Mean, Logimate Insia, Light Z, Lemon Spiel, and named it, Lensworth, from Feis, but to deliver Fi Hocked Mako, Trackabid Lad, so Shra Lemon, be what, Philus Fell, Ben our ear, Rush, Bind Linblacher, Yokiba ID8, Team, Limpsid, Feels him, Eduk and looked, Edek, Clem, CD. For Philosm, Zedit Ilzil, or Tilki, Ildud, Let's Bitch Mister, DGT NFC, or Keep Men Philosopher, Ilzil, Lumthrak, Footless Sheb, Ul Twill, Kalime Ben Nifty Lofrus, Sir. Do one lance well smut file same who are not memmen herb luncie, spur your back men files all. T. Lan il Zerlandswer Donye, Jach Ben Awa Lookin Thirth Him, Ickle Conjoinman il Turkey Wolkworth Ben Ayu, Usul Luckle, Lookin Herk, Seded to Drunwin, Zerthlumker, who has some ticks. Dumpsid, das Fed Gitter Wilson, some of you Jim Lanswer, it did none be, did my hill, did it a man, I had lumshed, would be lumdil.
In the golden light of the savannah, the first vultures appear as silent shadows gliding down from the sky. Their wings stretch wide, catching the thermals, and with a few powerful beats, they descend slowly, cautiously, toward the scene of the kill. They do not rush in. Instead, each vulture lands at a measured distance 30 or 40 yards from the carcass, as if bound by an unspoken code of conduct. Their talons grip the earth, and they pause, heads swivelling, eyes sharp and unblinking. The lappet-faced vulture, largest and most imposing, is often the first to break the invisible barrier. Its bare pinkish head gleams in the sun, and its powerful beak signals authority. It stands tall, chest out, scanning the surroundings with a regal air. One by one, other vultures join, white-backed and hooded, each finding a place in the ever-widening circle. The formation is not random, it is a careful choreography, each bird aware of its rank and the space it must keep. They stand in silence, their bodies cloaked in dusty feathers, their posture dignified and almost ceremonial. The grass stirs around their legs as they shuffle, each movement deliberate, conserving every ounce of energy. Patience defines them. For long minutes they remain nearly motionless, only the occasional flick of a wing or tilt of a head betraying their anticipation. Their eyes never leave the carcass, nor the jackals that feed. They do not challenge the jackals. Instead they wait, reading every movement, every sign of weakness or distraction. Their strategy is endurance, not confrontation. The air is thick with tension. Vultures and jackals exchange glances, each calculating risk and reward. The vultures know that a single misstep, a bite, a broken wing could mean the end. The jackals, though smaller, are fierce. Their teeth flash in warning, and the vultures heed the threat, never pushing too close, too soon. For a vulture, injury is disaster. A damaged wing or leg means it cannot fly, cannot feed, cannot survive. Every step, every shuffle is measured and cautious. Their bald heads and necks, adaptations for cleanliness, glisten in the sunlight. These features allow them to reach deep into the carcass without fouling their feathers, a perfect design for their grim task. The circle tightens, not with aggression but with silent collective will. The pressure is immense, a psychological siege that weighs on the jackals as much as the physical presence of the birds. Within the circle, a subtle hierarchy emerges. Dominant birds edge forward, while subordinates yield ground, all without a sound. A flick of wings, a sidelong glare, a brief hunch of shoulders, these are the signals that maintain order. The lappet-faced vultures, largest and most assertive, claim the positions nearest the carcass. Their presence alone is enough to keep others at bay. Behind them, the white-backed vultures gather in a dense second rank, their numbers a show of strength and unity. On the outer edge, the hooded vultures wait, smaller and less powerful. They know their place, watching for the moment when scraps are all that remain. Occasionally, a low hiss or brief squabble breaks the silence, but discipline quickly returns. The order is never truly broken, only momentarily disturbed. Every vulture is focused, eyes locked on the jackals, waiting for the slightest sign of retreat or distraction. This is a contest of strategies. The jackals dart in and out, snatching morsels, while the vultures rely on patience and numbers. The jackals are quick, grabbing what they can before the pressure becomes too much. The vultures, meanwhile, are siege masters, encircling, waiting, tightening their formation with every passing minute. Their numbers grow, the circle thickens, and the sense of inevitability builds. The jackals cannot hold out forever. Eventually, the jackals become restless, glancing nervously at the tightening ring of vultures, or simply too full to continue. The vultures' unity is their strength. They exert a passive, relentless pressure, never needing to attack, only to wait. With each subtle shuffle, the circle closes. The vultures move as one, silent, patient, and inevitable, until the prize is finally within reach and the feast can begin. The pressure has now become unbearable for the two jackals. Surrounded on all sides by a tightening wall of vultures, their anxiety is palpable. Every muscle in their bodies is tense, their ears pinned back, eyes darting between the carcass and the ever-encroaching birds. The jackals' breaths come in quick, shallow bursts, betraying their growing sense of unease. Their hunger battles with their fear. Each time they snatch a bite, they flinch, ready to leap back from the snapping beaks and hissing wings of the vultures. The jackals' movements become more hesitant, their confidence eroding with every aggressive advance from the birds. One jackal, driven by a mix of desperation and pride, makes a final, defiant stand. It lunges at a particularly bold vulture, barking and snapping its jaws, but the gesture is more bravado than true threat. The vulture hops back unfazed, its cold eyes fixed on the prize. The jackal's aggression is a bluff, a final attempt to mask the uncertainty gnawing at its core. Its partner, more cautious, has already begun to retreat, tail tucked low, body language radiating submission and defeat. The tension between their instincts is clear. One wants to fight, the other to flee. Their retreat is slow, every step heavy with reluctance. They pause, torn by the urge to return for just one more mouthful, but the overwhelming presence of the vultures makes it clear the risk is too great. Their eyes linger on the carcass, a mixture of longing and resignation in their gaze. In a final act of defiance, one jackal darts forward, snatching a last small piece of meat before turning away. They do not run, but walk with deliberate, measured steps, striving to maintain their dignity even in retreat. Their bodies are tense, heads held low, but there is a quiet pride in their posture. They have survived, and they have not surrendered easily. As they melt back into the tall grass, the jackals pause, glancing back at the scene they've left behind. Their bellies are not as full as they would wish, but they have eaten and they have endured. The mixture of frustration, relief, and lingering hunger is written in every line of their bodies, a testament to the difficult choices that define their existence. For the jackals, this is the rhythm of life: seize opportunity, weigh risk, and know when to walk away. Their retreat, though reluctant, is a mark of their adaptability and survival instinct, a silent promise to return when the odds are once again in their favor. As soon as the jackals retreat, the savannah erupts into a wild, chaotic spectacle. The air vibrates with the thunder of wings and the shrill cries of dozens of vultures, all surging forward in a single, unstoppable wave. The disciplined circle that once held them back shatters instantly, replaced by a writhing, heaving mass of bodies, feathers, and snapping beaks. There is no order, only raw, primal competition. Vultures leap and lunge, wings battering the air, each bird desperate to claim a place at the carcass. The soundscape is a cacophony, guttural squawks hissing, and the sickening rip of flesh as beaks tear into the gazelle. Feathers fly as rivals clash, shoving and biting, each determined to outmaneuver the others for a mouthful of meat. The largest lappet-faced vultures dominate the centre, their sheer size and powerful beaks making them nearly unstoppable. They muscle their way through the throng, pushing aside smaller birds with brute force, their eyes fixed on the choicest cuts. These giants are the first to break through the tough hide, tearing at ligaments and cartilage that defeated even the jackals. Around them, white-backed vultures jostle for position. their long necks snaking deep into the body cavity to pull out the soft, nutrient-rich organs. They work quickly, their heads and necks soon slicked with blood. The sparse feathers a clever adaptation to this grisly work, easy to clean and less likely to harbour disease. The frenzy intensifies as more vultures pile in, each bird fighting for every scrap. Some are knocked aside only to circle back and dive in again, undeterred by the chaos. The smaller hooded vultures linger at the edges, darting in to snatch up morsels dropped by their larger cousins. Their slender beaks are perfect for picking clean the bones, ensuring nothing is wasted. The entire scene is a study in organized chaos. Each species has its role. The lappet-faced vultures are the tearers, the white-backed vultures the pullers, and the hooded vultures the pickers. This brutal efficiency is called niche partitioning, a system that allows so many birds to feed together without direct competition for the same food. In mere minutes, the carcass is reduced to a skeleton, picked clean by the relentless assault. The ground is littered with feathers and scraps, the only evidence of the feast that just took place. Satiated vultures, their crops bulging, begin to waddle away, some taking to the air with heavy laboured wing beats, others settling in the grass to rest and digest. The clean-up crew has done its work with ruthless precision. What was once a living gazelle is now only bones and skin. The nutrients return to the earth, the savannah left spotless. No trace of the drama, but the silent, empty skeleton and the circling shadows of vultures overhead. As the sun rises over the endless plains of the Maasai Mara, a profound lesson unfolds, one that is written not in words but in the silent, intricate choreography of life and death. Here, every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, is woven into a vast, invisible web of balance and interdependence. The drama we have witnessed, where jackals and vultures converge upon the remains of a fallen gazelle, is far more than a simple contest for food. It is a living demonstration of nature's hidden order, a system so finely tuned that every action, every adaptation serves a greater purpose in maintaining the health of the ecosystem. When the jackals, with their keen senses and agile bodies, arrive first, they do not simply feed for themselves. Their sharp teeth open the carcass, making it accessible to others. The vultures, patient and specialized, wait their turn, knowing that their beaks are designed to reach what the jackals cannot. This sequence is not chaos, but a carefully evolved process that ensures every part of the gazelle is used and nothing is wasted. Even the bones, left gleaming in the sun, are not forgotten. Bone-crushing birds like the lammergier and powerful hyenas break them down, returning vital minerals to the earth. In this way, the nutrients that once gave life to the gazelle are recycled, nourishing the grasses that will feed the next generation of herbivores. This cycle of consumption and renewal is the foundation of the Maasai Mara's resilience. The presence of thriving scavenger populations signals that predators and prey are in balance and that the land itself is healthy. Each species, by fulfilling its unique role, contributes to the stability of the whole. The lesson here is one of harmony, an unseen order that minimizes waste and conflict and maximizes the use of every resource. The jackal's cunning and adaptability, the vulture's patience and numbers, the hyena's strength, all are strategies honed by countless generations to fit perfectly within this system. By observing these interactions, we come to understand that survival in the Maasai Mara is not about domination, but about cooperation, intentional or not. The web of life is held together by countless such relationships, each one essential, each one a testament to the wisdom of nature's design. In the absence of human interference, the Maasai Mara reveals its true character, a place where life, death and renewal are in perpetual motion, guided by rules that are both ancient and ever-adapting. It is a reminder that the health of an ecosystem depends on the invisible connections between its inhabitants, and that every creature, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, has a part to play in the grand balance of nature. To witness this order is to glimpse the profound intelligence of the natural world, a world where nothing is wasted and everything is connected in a cycle of endless renewal. This is the unseen order of the Maasai Mara, and it is a lesson for all who seek to understand the true meaning of balance in the wild. Beyond the circle of vultures and the vanished jackals, another presence lingers on the edge of the morning light. Silhouetted against the golden grass, a clan of spotted hyenas observes the unfolding scene with patient intensity. Their movements are deliberate, ears pricked, nostrils flaring, eyes fixed on the remains of the gazelle. Unlike the frenzied rush of the vultures or the nimble retreat of the jackals, the hyenas wait with a quiet confidence, knowing that time often works in their favor. Hyenas are masters of opportunity, strategists of the savannah. They read the landscape with uncanny precision, understanding when to bide their time and when to assert their dominance. In these moments there is no need for haste. Their powerful jaws are capable of crushing even the sturdiest bones, granting them access to nutrients that others cannot reach. For now they watch, alert, calculating, unhurried. Occasionally one will shift its weight or emit a low, rumbling call that passes between the members of the clan. This is not a signal to charge, but a quiet conversation, a sharing of intent and information. Their social structure is complex, built on cooperation and subtle cues, allowing them to act as a unified force when the time comes to claim their share. In the stillness, the hyenas embody both patience and power, their presence a silent promise that the scene is not yet over. They are nature's final recyclers, ensuring that nothing is left behind. As the sun climbs higher, their watchfulness is a reminder of the intricate layers of life in the Maasai Mara, where every creature, visible or hidden, plays a vital role in the endless story of survival and renewal. While the seasoned vultures dominate the feast, another drama quietly unfolds nearby. Perched just beyond the fray, a group of young vultures observes every movement, their feathers still mottled and their eyes wide with curiosity. These fledglings, not yet confident enough to join the chaos, watch the older birds with rapt attention, learning the unspoken rules of the Scavengers' banquet. The adults demonstrate with precision, waiting for the right moment, spreading their massive wings to claim space, and deftly tearing through tough hide with practiced beaks. The young ones mimic these gestures in the grass, fluttering awkwardly and pecking at invisible prey. Occasionally a brave juvenile edges closer, only to be warded off by a stern glance or a sharp hiss from an elder. But this is how knowledge passes on the savannah. There are no teachers, no spoken words, only example and imitation. The fledglings learn which scraps are safest, when to retreat, and when to seize their chance. Each lesson is written in the language of survival. With every failed attempt and every cautious advance, the young vultures grow wiser. Their learning is woven into the tapestry of the Maasai Mara, a silent promise that the cycle of life and the keepers of its balance will endure for generations to come. As the vultures command the spotlight, the Maasai Mara's lesser-known scavengers quietly make their entrance. At the periphery of the commotion, a slender fox, its russet coat glowing in the filtered sunlight, slips through the tall grass. With practiced stealth it sniffs the air, searching for overlooked morsels. Nearby, flocks of small birds, starlings and drongos, dart in and out of the shadows, their quick movements almost invisible against the rustling reeds. While the larger predators and scavengers clash over the main prize, these smaller creatures know their place in the pecking order. They wait for dropped scraps, a sliver of sinew here, a bit of gristle there. The fox, ever alert, snatches up a piece of discarded bone and vanishes into the undergrowth before drawing unwanted attention. The birds, fearless in their numbers, descend in flurries, picking clean the tiniest remnants with beaks sharp and precise. This hidden world of opportunists is just as vital as the main spectacle. Each animal, from the nimble fox to the smallest bird, plays its part in the grand cycle of consumption and renewal. Through silent cooperation and careful timing, they ensure that nothing goes to waste. In the Maasai Mara, even the smallest scavengers have a role, a quiet testament to the intricate balance that governs this wild and wondrous land. As the final scraps of the fallen gazelle are claimed, the Maasai Mara begins to breathe a sigh of relief. The frenetic energy of the scavengers fades, leaving behind a landscape momentarily touched by the chaos of survival. Gradually the sounds of conflict and feasting give way to a profound stillness. The golden savannah, now bathed in the soft light of the setting sun, gleams with a renewed sense of calm. The tall grasses, swaying gently in the evening breeze, whisper ancient secrets to one another. A lone acacia tree stands guard, its silhouette etched against the horizon like a timeless sentinel. Birdsong returns to the air, a harmonious symphony that celebrates the day's end.
The vibrant hues of the sky, pink, orange and lavender, paint a breathtaking canvas, a final masterpiece before nightfall. Zebras and wildebeests, once scattered by the earlier commotion, begin to regroup, their forms merging into the landscape like living brushstrokes on a vast untamed tapestry. In this moment of tranquility, the Maasai Mara reveals its true essence. It is a place where life and death dance in a delicate balance, where every creature, large or small, plays a vital role in the endless cycle of nature. The land, ever resilient, embraces both the chaos and the calm with equal grace. As darkness gently blankets the savannah, the stars emerge, twinkling like tiny beacons of hope in the night sky. The world of the Maasai Mara, having witnessed another day of survival and renewal, rests in serene anticipation of the dawn to come. And so the wild heart of Africa beats on, a testament to the enduring beauty and profound mystery of the natural world.